This video is about the Fantastic Four, a Marvel Comics superhero team, to show you what they look like and the sort of adventures that they have gotten involved in. A chronological series of comic book covers from their first appearance in Fantastic Four number 1 in 1961 through Fantastic Four number 200 in 1978, including Fantastic Four annuals, are presented. At the time of this recording, March 20th, 2024, based on my research, Disney has a new Fantastic Four movie in work, scheduled to be released July 25th, 2025, with the following cast members recently announced: Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as the Invisible Woman, Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach as the Thing. Are there any other characters that you want in this or future Fantastic Four movies? If so, who, and is there an actor that you want to have play them? Towards the end of this video, a listing is provided that reveals the phenomenal number of characters on the covers in this video, including male superheroes, female superheroes, and villains, in order of first appearance. This will be the first Disney Fantastic Four movie, after 3 of them were produced by 20th Century Fox. The Fantastic Four have also been adapted into 4 animated TV series. The Fantastic Four debuted in the Fantastic Four number 1, cover dated November 1961, helping to bring a new level of realism to comic books. This was after DC Comics had come out with the Justice League of America in 1960, which was a revival of the Justice Society of America that came out in 1940. The Fantastic Four were the first superhero team created by artist co-plotter Jack Kirby and editor co-plotter Stan Lee, who developed a collaborative approach to creating comics with this title. Stan Lee, at the urging of his wife Joan, decided that with the Fantastic Four, he would create characters that he could relate to that were not perfect people, but like regular people with imperfections. The Fantastic Four is formed after 4 civilian astronauts are exposed to cosmic rays during an unauthorized outer space test in an experimental rocket designed by Dr. Reed Richards. In the first issue, the crew talks about Reed Richards' rocket flying to the stars. In addition to Reed Richards, the crew includes Ben Grimm, Susan Storm, and her brother Johnny Storm. Stan Lee's original synopsis described the crew's plan to fly to Mars, but Stan Lee later, shortly afterward, wrote that due to the rate the communists are progressing in space, maybe we better make this a flight to the stars instead of just to Mars, because by the time this mag goes on sale, the Russians may have already made a flight to Mars. Upon exiting the rocket, the 4 discover that they have developed superpowers and decide to use these powers to help others. Reed Richards becomes Mr. Fantastic. Susan Storm becomes the Invisible Girl, now known as the Invisible Woman. Johnny Storm becomes the Human Torch. And Ben Grimm becomes the Thing. Mr. Fantastic, real name Reed Richards, is a scientific genius and the leader of the group, who can stretch his body into incredible lengths and shapes. Mr. Fantastic serves as the father figure of the group and is pragmatic, authoritative, and dull. Stan Lee said the stretch powers were inspired by DC's Plastic Man, which had no equivalent in Marvel. The Invisible Woman, real name Susan Sue Storm Richards, who eventually married Reed Richards, can render herself invisible and project powerful invisible force fields and blasts. Stan Lee did not want Sue Storm to have super strength, to be Wonder Woman and punch people, so eventually he came to invisibility, inspired by works such as The Invisible Man. The Human Torch, real name Johnny Storm, is Sue's younger brother and can generate flames, surround himself with them, and fly. This character was loosely based on a Human Torch character published by Marvel's predecessor, Timely Comics, in the 1940s, an android that could ignite itself. Stan Lee thought it a shame that there was not a Human Torch anymore, and that this was a good chance to bring him back. Unlike the teen sidekicks that preceded him, the Human Torch in the early stories was a typical adolescent, brash, rebellious, and affectionately obnoxious. The Thing, real name Ben Grimm, is their grumpy but benevolent friend, a former college football star, Reed's college roommate, and a skilled pilot, who has been transformed into a monstrous, orange, rock-like humanoid possessing tremendous superhuman strength, durability, and endurance due to his stone-like flesh. In the original synopsis Stan Lee gave to Jack Kirby, the Thing was intended as the Heavy, but over the years, the character has become the most lovable group member, honest, direct, and free of pretension. Stan Lee said his original pitch to Jack Kirby stated that the Thing was someone who turned into a monster, and is bitter because, unlike the other three, he cannot change back to a normal appearance. Since their 1961 introduction, the Fantastic Four have been portrayed as a somewhat dysfunctional, yet loving family. Breaking convention with other comic archetypes, they squabbled, held grudges both deep and petty, and did not seek anonymity or secret identities in favor of celebrity status. They are also well known for their recurring encounters with characters such as the villainous monarch Dr. Doom, the planet-devouring Galactus, the Kree Empire's ruthless and tyrannical enforcer Ronan the Accuser, Annihilus, ruler of the Negative Zone, the sea-dwelling Prince Namor, the spacefaring Silver Surfer, and the Skrull warrior Kl'rt, and the Molecule Man. The Fantastic Four has had several headquarters, most notably the Baxter Building, located at 42nd Street and Madison Avenue in New York City. Fantastic Four number 1 was an unexpected success. Stan Lee had felt ready to leave the comics field at this time, and the positive response to the Fantastic Four persuaded him to stay on. Fan mail started coming in, and Stan Lee started printing the letters in a letter column with Fantastic Four number 3. Also, with Fantastic Four number 3, Stan Lee created the slogan, "The greatest comic magazine in the world." And for the following issue, the slogan was changed to "The world's greatest comic magazine," and became a fixture on the issue covers into the 1990s and on numerous covers in the 2000s. Jack Kirby left Marvel in mid-1970 for a period of time, and other artists, in addition to Jack Kirby, did covers for the Fantastic Four, starting with Fantastic Four number 102 and through Fantastic Four number 200. In order of their first cover, they were John Romita, John Buscema, Sal Buscema, Jim Steranko, Rich Buckler, Gil Kane, Ron Wilson, Al Milgrom, George Perez, and Keith Pollard. This is a phenomenal number of characters on the covers in this video, including male superheroes, female superheroes, and villains, and in order of first appearance includes Giganto, Skrulls, Namor the Submariner, Dr. Doom, the Puppet Master, the Impossible Man, the Hulk, the Red Ghost, the Mad Thinker, the Thinker's awesome android, Ant-Man, the Super Skrull, Pharaoh Rama Tut, the Molecule Man, Nick Fury, Hate Monger, the Mole Man, the Infant Terrible, Rick Jones, the Avengers, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Giant Man, Wasp, Doctor Strange, X-Men, Angel, Beast, Cyclops, Iceman, Marvel Girl, Diablo, Moloids, the Invisible Man, Atuma, Dragon Man, Frightful Four, Madame Medusa, Paste Pot Pete, Sandman, Wingless Wizard, Trapster, Daredevil, Gorgon, the Inhumans, Karnak, Medusa, Triton, Black Bolt, Crystal, Karnak, Lockjaw, the Watcher, Galactus, Silver Surfer, Black Panther, Wyatt Wingfoot, Claw, Sandman, Blastar, Ronan the Accuser, Alicia Masters, Scavenger, Spider-Man, Punisher half-robot alien, Psycho Man, Tomazuma Robot, Maximus the Mad, Slaver, Boss Barker, Lippy Louie, Torgo, Monster from the Lost Lagoon, Franklin Richards, Lady Dorma, Magneto, Monster in the Streets, Negaman, Annihilus, Agatha Harkness, J. Jonah Jameson, Overmind, Airwalker, Queen Kala, Thundra, Quicksilver, Omega, Dragon Man, Gregory Gideon, Miracle Man, Darkoth, Seeker, Turnak, Scarlet Witch, Ultron 7, Machismo, Doomsman 2, Zemu, Archon, General Thunderbolt Ross, Guard, the Crusader, Power Man, Gore, Destroyer, High Evolutionary, Brute, Metalloid, Tigra, Eliminator, Bruticus, Gazelle, Hydron, Reptilla, Thorn, Vacuum, Vertigo, Quasimodo, Rebecca Rainbow, Darkoth, and son of Dr. Doom. More Marvel Comics videos, short and longer, can be viewed at the Comic Excitement Convention Marvel Comics playlist. For information about the video, see the video description section. Please like and subscribe.